Hi, my name is Kenyon Boswell, and I'm attending Texas A&M University-Commerce in the College of Innovation and Design's Organizational Leadership program. When I graduate, I will have a Bachelor of Applied Arts and Science degree in Organizational Leadership. So how did I get here? Let's take a step back at about the past 34 years. While I was in high school, I would find myself joining student organizations and clubs, etc. And each time it wouldn't take long before I would find myself holding an office in that organization. Upon graduation, like many others, I went to university. In fact, I went to several, including junior colleges. Working in college, I took a job at one of the fastest growing retail companies in the country. I moved up in that organization because I had leaders that saw and took the time to develop me into an assistant manager, a manager trainee, and then a manager for the stores. In fact, I managed some of the highest volume stores in the country right here in Houston. I took pride in the fact that I also had a store with the most tenured staff. At the time, my leaders said it was because of my leadership style people wanted to stay and work for me. After retail, I was approached by a school district in Fort Bend County to start and lead their IT service desk. After 5 years of leading that team, I went to work for one of the fastest growing communities in the United States, in Katy, Texas. It was in this district that I actually had the opportunity to work for Mr. Lenny Shad. Mr. Shad is one of the most prominent leaders in K-12 technology leadership. He holds multiple awards, the National School Boards Association, the Consortium of School Networking, and CIO Leadership Forum. He inspired me and his leaders and followers on all different levels to embrace innovation and contribute our skills to accomplish the vision. He's who I strive to be as a leader. In this district, I was also promoted to training supervisor, training manager, and manager of administrative services. After 14 great years, I went to work for Mr. Shad in the 7th largest school district in the United States and the 1st largest in Texas. I lead a team of 5 very dedicated and very professional trainers. We're responsible for equipping 30,000 employees with the skills that they need to use to prepare our students to be global graduates. Wondering what kind of leader I am? I'm innovative. I think innovation is critical in what I do for my organization each and every single day. I'm attempting ways to discover new delivery methods for training. For example, I challenged my team a few years ago to let's quit doing PowerPoint. So now they came up with the idea of carpool karaoke to deliver technology training to new hires. I was totally scared to death to do this. It went against all the norms in the district. We were very formal. And
yes, I did. It is on page 1.
The video played at the orientation. I was about to back out of it, and my team pulled together and pulled me through it. And I'm glad we did.
Presentation talking about phishing.
Awesome. We can do that for you. Anything in particular?
No, I know it's a really important issue that's hitting school districts now, and I want all of our new teachers to understand that this is something they need to be aware of, pay attention to it, and protect them. So make it a good one, Ken. I know you do a great job.
All right, we'll take care of that for you.
Thanks, Ken. Bye.
All right, bye-bye.
No, I haven't.
Because in front of those 2,000 teachers, we started a tradition 4 years ago that now the organization expects carpool karaoke each year. Next year, team, we're going to have to challenge you again. We're going to do something. Maybe the Amazing Race. I'm a coach. I'm a mentor. I collaborate. I involve others. I empower people. In fact, I thought it would be a good idea to hear it straight from 2 of my team members that report to me. They're reflecting on my style as their leader from their opinions. I'd like for you to meet Texas A&M Commerce alumni, Ronnie Morelos. She holds a master's in technology management from A&M Commerce, and Trent Lira, he graduated from the University of Houston, and both are IT trainers on my team.
Hi, my name is Ronnie Morelos, and I have been under Ken's leadership for a little over 4 years now. I would explain Ken's leadership style as he's very easy to talk to, communicate with. He has a great open door policy. I always feel that I can come to his office, and even if it's not about work, maybe it's something personal that maybe I was down about that day, I can still come to Ken and talk to him about the troubles I was having that day or how I was feeling that day, and he would always listen to me and try to help me feel better about whatever was going on that day. Ken is also very encouraging. He always says things to lift us up and to tell us how good of a job that we're doing on everything that we do. Ken also is one of those type of leaders who don't mind like getting his hands dirty. If it comes for a time where maybe I wasn't able to finish a project or I didn't have enough time to finish a project, Ken would jump right in, get his hands dirty, do whatever he needed to do to get that project done. Ken is very supportive. He always has our backs. If someone tries to talk down on our department, Ken is going to always be there to make sure that he supports us and tell those people, no, my team is a great team. They do what they need to do. So he's always going to bat for us. Ken is a very fair leader. He always makes sure that he's not doing something more for another employee that he's not doing for me or someone else. He's very collaborative. He doesn't belittle us even if we mess up on something or if we maybe have to ask him a question about something 2 or 3 times. He's always very patient with us, and he'll explain it to us 100 times if he needs to, and he doesn't ever get frustrated or lose patience with us. Another thing about Ken is he's very experienced in seems like everything. He's very, very knowledgeable, and he's very empathetic as well. So that's how I would describe Ken as a leader.
Hi, I'm Trent Lira. I'm one of the IT trainers here at HISD. I've been working with Ken for about 7 months now. I would describe Ken's training and management style as very energetic. He engages with people really easily. He's very talkative, but in a good way. He is very collaborative and communicative. He's always looking for new ideas, and when you do things right, he gives really great feedback about things that you're doing well or things he's observed that he appreciates that you contribute to the team. He's always trying to push us to do the best that we can, and always, again, looking for like new ideas and ways to keep things fresh and move forward as a team.
Thank you, Ronnie and Trent. And incidentally, they would say that to my face. They tell me that daily. So wanting to take my skills to the next level, one evening I was on the Texas A&M Commerce University website checking the cross-country schedule as my son runs for the university. And I accidentally discovered this organizational leadership program, and oh my goodness, wow. It was too good to be true. So the next morning I contacted Tara and team, and 8 very rigorous months later, here I sit, and I'm going to graduate in just a week with my organizational leadership degree. And incidentally, a huge shout out to every single member of this team. Mr. Swindell, for your encouragement for a new way to look at math and statistics in general. Loved the books in the class, by the way. Dr. Kwan, for always responding to my questions I sent about leadership. Dr. Kim, for being so kind and answering all of my questions about this program and others, and for working with me on a solution to storing large video files. What an innovative solution we came up with. The feedback provided on the projects that you gave me, I appreciate it as well. And thank you for allowing me to enter your course at the very last minute. Dr. Demetra Smith, for you also to allowing me to accelerate into your class, literally at the last minute, and for your responses on my project. Dr. Lita Bauer, wondering if you even sleep? I mean, no matter what time of the day, I would email you, or I always received communication back from you. If it was 1 a.m., by 1:05 a.m., you were responding. So thank you for being very swift and expedient, especially with your grading. Dr. Turek, thanks for all the discussions. Thanks for the quick responses. Thank you for the feedback on the assignments as well, and for allowing me to accelerate again into your course of what felt like to me at the very last minute. And Dr. Tan, thank you for helping me look at some different perspectives on writing, different perspectives on leadership, and responding to all of my email messages for all of the crazy concerns that I've had. Thank you for understanding where I was coming from. And Tara Thompson, you're basically the glue that held me together for the past 8 months with the organization. Your communication, customer service, and encouragement during my time as a student here has been stellar. I feel like you were one of the best academic advisors ever. And I'm qualified to say that because you've seen my transcripts and you know how many universities I've been to over the past 34 years. You're appreciated very, very much. And I don't know what I'm going to do now because I no longer have to clean the house as an excuse not to sign up for a course again. So let's walk down that organizational leadership pathway real quickly. Issues in organizational leadership was step 1 for me. The course offered an overview of related issues to organizational leadership, gave me a definition of what organizations were and theories and characteristics, behaviors of leaders. In this class, I was able to set up an e-portfolio, and it was a repository to store artifacts from the class. I had a spot I could have recommendations placed and put a brief employment history in there. Also, I was able to create a video on my leadership style in addition to creating my own personal leadership plan. So data-driven decision was my second class. So this was a 2-term course. We examined the roles of quantitative data from a managerial and entrepreneurial decision-making perspective. We used these tools from several disciplines. We had statistics and economics, finance, and accounting. And basically, the study in this course demonstrated usefulness of the tools. It was in this class I was able to analyze data to prepare for a mock executive meeting to provide this mock board with data from a workbook that was given to me. It had all raw data in it. It was so much fun going through the workbook and actually creating charts and all these reports for this mock board in a safe environment. I was also able to evaluate how you truly create a KPI and the meaning behind them. I've always known what they were, however, I had no formal training on them. So the resources that I had for KPIs was very beneficial in my own organization. The third course, or the third path that I took was Behavior, Ethics, and Leadership. This was a 2-term course, and it provided examination on ethics and workplace and organizational roles for leaders to foster ethical behavior. We had case studies and self-assessments. The self-assessments were so much fun, I felt. In fact, there were some that weren't even assigned. I found myself doing those and taking all these back to work and sharing with my leadership team there. This course was a lot of fun, really. I was able to perform an analysis on a company about how organizational ethics and behavior can affect that organization overall. It also introduced the various powers that a leader may decide to use or may not use, as well as all the change mechanisms that you can use to change a culture, and really through the use of the analysis of a company. Course 4, this was also a 2-term course on leadership theory. Basically, this focused on the leadership role within the principles and practices of management inside of an organization. It gave me the knowledge and skills that I can use to analyze an organization's process and also address any of those challenges that come along with those processes, even including with operations and projects and the such. So in this course, I took my own organization and I used a SWOT analysis to evaluate basically where we were and what we could do, opportunities and strengths and threats on my particular team. It was very eye-opening. I came back and did it with my team as well, had them do it, and it was nice to compare everybody's SWOT to see if they actually came up with some very similar situations, and a lot of times we did. And it opened up some discussions on how we can improve, or maybe it was fine just the way it was. Leading change, I was most excited about this course because this was something I do at work. I'm part of the organizational change management team as well, and we started this about 4 years ago. And in this course, I was able to pick up on some new practices and read some research on why organizational change works and how it works, and I mean, it was very comprehensive for me, and it was the perfect timing for this course. And then finally, we have the capstone classes or courses. It's actually a 2-semester course as well. Basically, I like to think of it as a toolbox where all along I've had these courses from the very first one to the capstone, and I've been given resources. So I'm going to take these resources and I'm going to put them into this box. And at the end of the cycle, at the end of the courses, I'm not going to put a lid on that box. A lot of times people think, oh, you'll put a lid on it and a bow on it. No, I'll put a bow on it, but I'm going to leave the bow on the side and the lid off, because I plan on using this box, this toolbox, for future resources throughout the rest of my career. So what am I planning on next? Well, I'm actually planning on to continue with my existing organization. Not to say that I won't grow within that organization, but I do plan on staying with them for a while. However, in the future, I would consider teaching change management or leadership courses to high school students or even in higher ed. So Dr. Villanueva Russell, if you need a guest speaker about any of these topics that are in these courses, please contact me. You've got somebody you can count on. And if you don't have my contact information, get it from Tara. She knows how to get a hold of me. So I'm actually off now to embark on my own transformational change. I'm going to embrace the culture and emotional responses. I will be patient, supportive, and consistent in my message going forward. With that, again, thank you, Texas A&M Commerce. Again, with that, thank you, Texas A&M University-Commerce, faculty, staff, my wife, and my kids for allowing me this wonderful opportunity to achieve my lifelong goal of getting my organizational leadership degree. Thank you.